All right, here we go. All right, today we are talking about the 5D economy. And what exactly do we talk about when we talk about 5D economy? So we do talk about 5D, right? And what that means to us. And 5D is, really just working up, really just getting this collective consciousness in a groove and really working it. Whether you know it or not, we are living a 5D economy by talking about and doing what we're doing right now in this juncture or this venture that we're all taking apart called ASEA. Right? Okay, so let me explain to you how we're living this 5D as an economy, okay? And then let's talk through this, and then we're going to give you some highlighted tips of what we did last week, others were doing last week that turned into some very successful things for them, if you would. It turned out for successful events. So 5D economy, though, let's talk about that for a minute. So first of all, I think for the most part, we're all starting to agree that we're actually taking a 5D solution that's helping us raise our vibration, that's helping us get connected, that's helping us feel a lot better and really feel like we're going from that carbon-based body to a crystalline-based body. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
sure.
so everybody's feeling lighter. We're really starting to get more of those experiences there. Now, the 5D economy, let's talk about that. This is structured as a network marketing or a multi-level marketing, if you would, as depending on where you live or how it's called. Okay, so we all know, for the most part, people generally don't rush to these things when you say those kind of terms, right? They don't rush to that because of the stigma attached to it. Okay, but I want you to think about it from this perspective, and I just want you to feel me on this one for just a moment, if you could. The way these businesses are structured is, as you know, they're multi-level, which means you actually can get paid on what you're doing multiple people down. Now, I know a lot of people that are going to watching this or will watch it here in the future will say, well, hey, I don't want to do one of those things, or I don't want to try one of those things, or this is not for me. I promised I wouldn't get into one of these other things. What sane person, and I need to ask you this really, what sane person in a million lifetimes, and I mean a real sane person, would not want to have something that pays them throughout this? What hasn't worked in the past for people is not necessarily the business philosophy of it. It's generally the product wasn't sellable. Okay, it's generally that the delivery of it was less than stellar. Meaning that the person that said, okay, use this kind of technique to be able to talk to people about getting into this business or this opportunity, if you would. That's kind of what's shutting people down there. So the concept of what's happening right here by having network marketing, or it's a true 5D consciousness. It really gets that.
If you think about it, let's just take it apart for a second.
Yeah.
We all know what's happening in the 3D economy world. The banking system, the whole infrastructure is literally starting to collapse. I don't think there's anybody that's in our genre that would disagree with that statement. We're all feeling the effects of the holding back the food shortages and definitely the effects of inflation. These are all the 3D economy that none of us want, and we all are waiting, to transition into this quantum financial technology. Well, this is what we're already in it right now. When you think about it from this point, Jay was talking about, the stigma behind, and think about this, right? I thought about this over the weekend. Think about this just for a second. We all know that whenever there's something positive for us to learn as a humanity, the dark energies turn it upside down, right? They flip it. The sun is bad for you. Milk is good for you. I mean, the list can go.
Eat a lot of bread.
Eat a lot of bread, exactly.
Sugar.
Use fluoride, right? So why would they not have flipped the idea of multi-level marketing? Because multi-level marketing, and when you think about it from the core, is the 5D economy that we all are striving for. It's helping one another. It's people helping each other grow and prosper. It's showing one another how to create great abundance. That is the core of multi-level marketing. So if that is the core of it, teaching people how to create abundance and wealth, of course, they're going to take that entire concept and flip it and put a negative spin on it, like they always do. And I thought about that over the weekend, and I was like, this is 5D. This is a 5D economy that we are all creating. This is creating not just wealth for ourselves, but it's creating generational wealth And it's also creating generational health.
Yeah, and I want you to again to think about it from this perspective. So you want to, so what's going to make a big shift for you in this? Okay, so I really, when April brought that up about the 5D economy, it absolutely connected with me. It was like an aha moment. It was a light bulb that went off, because the reality is, and this is what I truly believe when people ask about this, it's never the business model that didn't work. Okay, it's not the business model. It's the way the delivery was. And like you said, I just think a lot of people messed it up, or either whether that be purposely from a dark side of it, made it really cheesy, for lack of a better term. Hey, I got this really great opportunity for you. Check out this opportunity. You'll be really good at this. You work 2 hours a week. You can make $10 million a year, blah, blah, blah.
And
blah,
then,
blah, blah,
they remember what they also did. They took multi-level marketing and went even one step further, and they called it a pyramid scheme.
Right.
And they took that concept and launched it globally to shut people down from making not only wealth for themselves, but generational wealth
for others. Again, look at it pragmatically this way, everybody. We're all in what's called our accumulation years for the most part. And what I mean by that is we're still earning, we're growing something, we're picking things up. We're in our accumulation years. Yeah. Okay. So for the most part, I can't imagine everybody just doing this because they say, "Hey, that's fun, let's do it." You know what I mean? But we're in our accumulation years. We're looking to make our mark and our legacies, if you would. Again, I get back to this: what sane person in their righteous mind would not love to have any business? Janie, that helped me, that helped Charlotte, that helped Rob, that helped Kelly, that all the way around, and she's getting paid on all that. What sane person in a million lifetimes wouldn't want that kind of scenario or that in their universe, right? It's the stuff this is where we're working with you right now, really, is how to
break the stigma,
number one, and also really help retrain that, because I believe you're absolutely right. I believe that, again, there's a lot of negativity that shut this beautiful Harvard Business School, I believe, or Yale, one of the business schools and one of the top Ivy League schools, ranked this as the greatest business model of all time. It absolutely is. So why should we be embarrassed of it? Why should we be embarrassed?
We need to start embracing it. Where else are you going to get this type of freedom to be able to work from home and make this kind of money? There is a tremendous amount of money in not just Asea, but Asea is fantastic, and multi-level marketing in general. So we're here today to help reprogram not only your minds, but every single solitary person that you're going to touch, and you're going to touch, and you're going to touch, and all of us, and every single solitary person that's going to watch this video. We are here to reprogram your mind from, it's a cheesy, why would I want to do that, to this is the 5D economy that we have been dreaming of. Not only freedom on so many levels. It's financial freedom. It's generational freedom. It's creating tremendous amount of health, which is creating a tremendous amount of happiness, which is creating a tremendous amount of prosperity.
This is the epitome of the collective consciousness and works. And it's literally been right under our eyes the whole time, right under our noses, right in front of us, however you want it, whatever analogy you want to use. But this is the epitome of the collective consciousness model in its finest.
Of course they would want to destroy it.
It's already laid out for us. So let's now figure out how to make this work in our favor. So if we can all start to take this transition as far as, let's, number one, be proud of what you do, because it's your message. So let's talk about Asea, for example. So it's generally never, and we've all had these kind of business type of arrangements with things with different companies. So all of us, what it is, it's generally never it's never so much the product per se, it's the way the style was delivered. So for example, here's what I mean. So again, with Asea, our personal experience, we had a personal experience with it. We are having a personal experience with it, okay? Not an opportunity with it. We're having a personal experience with it, not an opportunity with it. We're having a personal experience with it, not an opportunity with it. Okay, do you all feel where I'm trying to go with this? Because what's happening here is that it's like, every time when people are talking, I remember it gets back to this. I want to talk to you about this opportunity. I want to talk to you about this thing that I'm doing. If you had someone in your love, that's someone that you love very dearly right now, that was that really you knew this could be their thing that changes their life, mind, body, spirit, whatever is good for them. Forget about any money, forget about the business. Would you say Mom, I know you're in that hospital bed right now. I need to talk to you about this opportunity. Would you say that? Thank you. Thank you. The one of you who just did that. God bless you. But would you honestly say that? You would not say that. You would say, look, this shit's going to save your ass possibly. Okay. You need to try this and I need you to get on it because I love you. That's what you would say, right? Wouldn't you? I mean, I guess if you love your parents, but 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 generally for the most part, that's how you would approach it. You see, what's happening is we're trained to approach these very valuable things that come into our existence, and we're trained to mess them up. That's what's happening right now. We are absolutely trained to mess it up. We're trained to come across as this is not believable. We're trained to come across as this unauthentic. It's a scam. It's
why would I want to do it? It's too good to be true. Don't buy into it. Gee, what are you doing again? Where is your head? I mean, the list goes on and on.
So
we get belittled.
We're trained that this is below you.
Right. We get belittled and made fun of. Like people look at us like, oh, there they go again. And they're at it again.
You know, I was talking to someone the other day and she said they call in. So people text us. I'm going to share with you a model we use, which will make your lives very easy. So people call in and the first thing out of this lady's mouth is this a pyramid scheme? I'm like, what is that even supposed to mean? Was my response to her. I'm like, it's in a sea of bottle. I said, I don't understand where you see it. I'm looking at the bottle and I don't see anything in pyramid scheme. I just don't. I said, are you seeing something I'm not? I knew what the conversation was, but I was just trying to highlight to her that's an absolutely ridiculous thing to say. We're not even talking about anything other than you have something that you're wanting to know if this will help you, and that's really all it is. So again, I want you to start thinking in terms of this. When you are sharing this with people, share it out of love, not out of opportunity. Okay.
The opportunity will come.
The opportunity will come.
And they will let you know.
Yeah. So we have talked about this. So just so you know, and I want to really express our sincerest gratitude to you always. We're growing very, very fast with your help. And we want to have you grow very, very fast with our help. Okay. Okay. So just feel me on this. And we've been asked, how do we talk about it? What do we do? And we just don't. I mean, we're like, hey, you'll figure this out. So we don't talk about this as an opportunity. We talk, what we talk about it as an experience. So every time we think opportunity, we replace that word with experience. So I want you to think about this for a second.
That will shift everything.
That'll shift the energy right away. So when you're thinking opportunity, think experience. It's not an ASEA opportunity, it's an ASEA experience. Okay, this is what we're living right now. We're absolutely living an experience. So if you start thinking in that, that'll change the energy of the conversation also. So when you start doing that way, we've taken the philosophy because we've gone through a lot of these things for years. We've done a lot of these. I think we probably have attempted to sell every lotion, potion, and shake known to man. I believe we have.
Not only that, though, we had the longest stretch of a multi-level marketing experience, which is selling life insurance. But they don't market it as a multi-level marketing or they would have no clients. We had a very long-running 10-year run as an insurance agency. That is the ultimate multi-level marketing.
It is. There's the company, there's another level, then you can bring in this person and you can have a level, but they just don't market it that way. And yet it gets credibility. Interesting. Interestingly speaking, it's the same thing. Charlotte, your hand. How you doing over there?
I just wanted to share a little bit of cultural difference from across the pond. Which is basically that people, it's not just the stigma with multi-level marketing, there's an absolute terror over here. My limited experience, at the moment, I'm feeling really unwell on ASEA, so I'm not the best person to talk about it, but I did have a few days where I felt really good. And in that few days, I just chatted to friends. And I didn't even say, why don't you try it? I just said, totally honestly, I got a bit more energy, which is amazing. And I thought, oh, that's really interesting. And I'm saying that simply because I would personally, as a Brit, I would take one step back from even what you're saying. I wouldn't even mention an opportunity to people I love because
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that, and you want to, and that's the thing. And even here in America, Charlotte, I tell you, more and more people see. You know what it is? There's so much going on right now. There's so many different scenarios out there that actually just really just are thrown at people. So people get confused of what's right or what's wrong, and what's legitimate and what's not legitimate. Let's take a look at the.
No, go ahead and finish your thought, and then I'm just gonna.
I was going to say, let's take a look at the facts here. Number one, we want to take a look at the company. The company's been around for a while. Okay, they've been, I think, over 12, 13 years. They could have sold this technology off to a pharmaceutical company, and the pharmaceutical company would have shut it down. We wouldn't be having this conversation. This technology wouldn't be available to us. And the story, we would be fighting the good fight just like everybody else, standing in lines, because there's nothing really to help us, right? So they didn't.
And they could have.
They could have. The reason they have chosen network marketing or multi-level marketing as the business, remember, ASEA is not multi-level marketing any more than a cheeseburger at McDonald's is not necessarily a franchise. You're not buying a franchise. You see what I mean? You're not eating a franchise. Do you understand what I mean? You're not eating a franchise. You're eating a hamburger. Okay. So do you get how ludicrous this sounds when we say it this way? And that's what I really want you to get. And again, for those watching, I want you to realize when you think that way, think about absolutely how ridiculous that sounds. Okay.
Actually, this is really good, because if you've ever eaten anything from a from a, what do they call it? You just call them franchise. You would never in your wildest dream be eating anything and being like, this is criminal. They're selling this, and there's people above them, and there's people above them, and they're all making money. And why am I even contributing? I mean, that is just to taking it all the way down as far as you can go. The most insane thought ever. But why are they doing it here?
That's what we're trained to do. We're trained to mess shit up. And we got to not mess shit up anymore. It's a reality. It's what it is. There are real dark forces in play. I don't want to jump on that bandwagon, but let's call it what it is. And there's real people in here. There's a reason that, what do they say? 2% of the, how do you say, 2% of the people have all the wealth in the world. I mean,
and the only difference is McDonald's and insurance companies, they market it entirely different. They hide it. It's cloaked. This is not cloaked. This is out in the open for all of the world, for all of humanity to enjoy the fruits of anyone's labor.
So when you get into that,
they're not hiding it.
They're not hiding it. So when you think about it, when you get in that conversation about, like, when you're doing this, remember step one, come from a place of authenticity. Okay, like I said, if your mother or your father or your loved one was in a hospital, I think this will help you. Okay. And then they starts helping them. Then they're like, wow. Then they kind of talk about it. Then it accidentally happens. Hey, you know what? You look really energetic, Charlotte. What are you taking? Hey, you know what? Janie, you look fantastic. Where's that glow coming from? You know what I mean?
And you do.
Yeah. And you know, and it's like, you get those kind of responses. This thing will sell itself. We have not. One of the things, we were in a meeting with a group of people, and they wanted to know our sales strategy, like our outbound strategy and all that stuff like that. And if our outbound strategy is this, you've seen this, we do a video, we'll interview somebody, and then periodically, and I'm actually this is be a good time for me to hold April too. April's doing her own personal testimonial soon, so you all get to use that, so that'd be good instead of using mine all the time. But it's that we get those videos out there, and then if people are interested, they contact us. That's it. We don't go out there on the hunt. It's a video. We use technology today, and people contact us. That's what it is.
I will go as far as saying this, and Rob, he's right there. He will confirm this. We have never called one person other than calling them back, ever. And I want to quickly, Charlotte, before we forget, you had talked about that you're not feeling real well right now, and you're not alone. What you're going through is the detoxification process, and it may feel like, not the best right now, but don't stop it. Whatever you do, don't stop it. You've got to break through it. It's only going to take you a couple days, maybe on the high side. I don't know. It took us Jay didn't have it all. I had it for a couple days. I know other people that have had it for a few days, but just hang in there, because once you get to the other side of that, Charlotte, There's a great big rainbow.
I hope so. It's been a week. So.
Yeah, I mean, think about
Yeah.
it. Think about it too. And there's other, like I said, I mean, there's people, look, you are putting something in your body that's lighting you back up again. All right. So what if you had 40, 50 years of putting a bunch of stuff in your body? Don't
It's
you
gotta
think you
come
should give
out.
that a minute and let, that few days or so? Don't you think, just be fair with it? Be fair to yourself, be fair to your body, let it work itself out. It's not going to hurt you. Okay. It may just be shaking shit up a little bit to help you get through this side. Yeah, brother.
Yeah, on the detox thing, one of the things, and being probably the biggest person in the room, all right, I don't hide it. Y'all know that. I talk very honestly. When we go through the detox systems, if you keep putting the same shit back in your body, you're going to keep going through detox. So it's one of those things to remember, is it's there reminding you, I'm trying to help you, but you got to help yourself a little bit too and change a lifestyle. As far as the love, Jay called me when this started. Hey, bro, we're going to go over here. We're going to see this. And he'll tell you, I was like, no, done. Not doing that anymore. Done. I have a very big call center background. Making phone, I'm dead. I'm done on making phone calls. 2 days later, he called me and said, I don't give a crap what you do. Put this gel on. I know you're hurting. I know some things. Do whatever. I love you. So when he says love, he told me, I love you and I don't want to see you hurt anymore. Put this on. Look at where I'm sitting. Okay. My choice, not his. But all he did was got me to put the freaking gel on. And from there, here we go.
People say that, I'm glad you have an experience, brother. People say to us, they're like, call up, they're like, hey, so do I have to sell this? I'm like, if you want. I said, but try it first, as I would recommend, is my response to them. That's our pitch. That's really our pitch. I have to let you know that I have to understand. I want to really try to get you to understand. That's about the extent of where we go with this as far as the pitch. Do I have to try this? Should I sell this? If you want, if you feel like you're getting something out of it, by all means. I mean, if you're one of those that wants to share it with the world because it lit your world on fire, go. There's a compensation plan for it that'll support you. If you're not, don't go. I hope you still stay well. That's it.
Now, keep in mind, this is not the philosophy of multi-level marketing. It's the opposite. Jay and I are teaching you the absolute opposite of what you will be taught or have been taught even in ASEA's training. If you watch people high up on the horse, their philosophy is the exact opposite of ours. So why are we taking this philosophy? Number one, we know it works. Number two, we don't want to pressure anybody. And number three, we don't chase the business. We have never chased any business. And we're certainly not going to start with this. This product will stand on its own. It will, okay, so what if someone said to me, what is this saying? I had to explain it in one word. I'd say it's energy. When people say, I want what you got, they're buying your energy. They're buying your vibration. That's what ASEA is. It's vibration in a bottle.
And when we take in the call, so getting back there. So number one, when you are putting your stuff out there, if you have YouTube channels or you have contacts, all we do is this. We either upload a video onto our YouTube channel. People like it, they contact. There's our contact information there, they respond. You either text a video on their phone, they like it, they send it back. And all it's as simple as this, just to refresh your memories. It's like, I think this may help you. Video, let me know if you'd like to chat. Much love. That's the presentation.
And the other reason
that's the presentation, guys. That's it.
The other reason we are utilizing this philosophy, we talked about a little bit last week about taking the ASEA Lazy River.
Yep.
This is the ASEA Lazy River. We are taking the universal ASEA Lazy River. The other way creates a tremendous amount of resistance. And you're always in this mode of like, are they going to call? Are they going to? And then you're with the calendar, got to get back to this one, get back to that one. And that's going to drive you insane.
Yeah.
That's going to mentally make you want to crack. You don't want to do that. You want to take a step back. Let the business come to you. How's the business going to come to you? By the vibration that you're putting out, by the frequency that you're radiating. That's how the business is going to come to you. It's that simple.
Yeah. So when people call up, this is the experience you want for them, okay? Because this is exactly what we hear all throughout the day. And it's really the coolest thing in the world to hear this all throughout the day. Hey, I want what you got. I want what you're on. I want that experience you're feeling, because they can feel it.
Mhm.
They can feel that. That's why I've been really saying, I've really been encouraging all of you. I'm like, do your video. It'll be you. Your people don't know us, but if you want to pimp us out, fine, have at it. But they really don't know us. But if you want to pimp us out, have it, do what you got to do, but use you. Do your video. Let them feel you. Let them see how you look now 30 days later. Let them see what that all looks like. That's a very different thing. And then everybody, I tell you, that's the thing. And they call up. Remember, they're calling us. We're not chasing out. We're not outbound. They're inbound. They're calling us up and they're like, I just want whatever you're on. I just want whatever you used. That's what I want. That's what they say over and over and over and over again. I just want whatever you used.
Mhm.
See, and that's where you want to be able to talk to people, because those are normal conversations to have. We have to untrain ourselves for abnormal conversations, because you don't normally speak like this. You know what I mean? So you have to think about it in terms of that. This is just going to be a minute to readjust and rethinking this. And I got to tell you something. We spend consistently, and we check ourselves all the time. Like, we'll check each other. We'll be like, hey, April, I'll say something. April will be like, oh, that sounds horrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or that's that comes across really. And we'll check ourselves like. And our whole acid test has always been this throughout our sales and business career. Would we talk to our closest friend in this manner? Would we talk that way to that person? And if we wouldn't, then we know we need to hit the reset button and start over and figure out how to re-talk to people. It's a strange thing we're doing.
It is, but it's great, because I even do this with Janie. When she'll does it back to me. She'll be like, well, how about if I say this to them? And I'll be like, try this. And then if I have a mind block, I'll be like, Janie, I'm stuck. Help me finish out this thought. So each one of you, really, if you can have a tag partner of someone that you can trust, that is not going to be like all like, corporate on you. They're just going to be very down to earth and normal. Connect with that person and be like, hey, can I run this by you? And how does this feel to you? Was that like too much? Or did it feel good? You want to have somebody that you can have these conversations with.
It's interesting because of the growth we're having, we're getting asked how we're doing it. And I don't really know how to explain it other than in like what we're talking right now. I believe it's a God thing, a goddess thing, whatever you believe. I believe it's energy. I just believe the energy's here. And I believe that the more we can figure out how to just get back to that consciousness, because it's all consciousness, everybody. It's really what it is. And we're just trying to figure out how to get consciousness. I personally am not one to fall down the rabbit hole. I'm not. That's April's job that goes down these rabbit holes for real. But I'm not. And I take a look at things, right, Rob? And I take the things like that. I'm not pulling around. Come on, baby. We can't do this right now. You know what I mean? But I do believe in the fact that there are absolute dark negative forces here that are really consciously trying to throw us off our game, that are diversions, like whether that be fake news. And just because fake news is sold as fake news in the media doesn't mean there's not fake news going all over the internet. So just again, be pragmatic, use your best judgment on these things like this. It's all going to get down at the end of the day that how you deliver the message. If you're delivering the message the way that you would to your loved ones, that's the way to do it. If at any second in that conversation you feel like you're not doing it right, you're
ever
practice
crossing the line.
I'm practicing it every day. I do this for a living. I'm in communication. I've been selling shit since whatever. I don't even know how long anymore. But I have not earned a paycheck like from anybody since I was in my early 20s. Everything I've earned now is just from what I've ever done. So I don't know any other world now in my life. You know what I mean? Other than that, I don't know any other world. So I have to always practice this art of what makes me better. It's not like I sit there one day and be like, okay, this is good. I got this. I'm like, okay, today's another day. We live to fight another day. And we just go through there. What am I going to do to keep my thing better? What do I got to do? I got to look at what's working. I look at opportunities, and that's the way we have these things. This is the beautiful opportunity we have here. Okay, I know I said I wouldn't use the opportunity. The biggest experience we have here is that everybody's doing what we're not talking about right now. You know what I mean? Like we're talking about something different. So imagine how fast you all can move should you choose to be yourself for a minute.
You hear people saying, and I just thought about this right now, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. Well, let's think about that for a second, because the way that we've all been traditionally taught to sell, I'm just going to use the word sell, any type of multi-level marketing product has been a freaking nightmare, right? Because it's all been about the opportunity, well, we've eliminated that. We are making it as easy as possible so everyone can do it, so that you have the ability to also train others and bring them into this training so that they can do it too. Literally anyone can sell or share the opportunity of this product or any product, the experience of any product, if you're speaking from your heart.
So
that's it.
So do y'all kind of getting the vibe of the theme of what we're really trying to do? And I know we keep saying about it, but this is retraining. This is not an easy thing to retrain your mind. Your number one issue that's always going to stop you from growth. Number one, I don't care who you are. I know everybody that I'm looking at right now, and I know me, I know April, we know each other. The number one thing that always stops you is your ego. Okay, your ego is always going to be your thing. So by getting out of how smart you are, by getting out about what you think, that's the stuff that you're going to have to let go. Get normal into your conversations. That'll be very refreshing. Number one, for people to hear, and it'll also, like I said, it'll start to get you to go there and start thinking about. Don't worry about the stuff. Okay, don't worry about the stuff that goes along with it. And I'm telling you, you have a good shot here. There's a lot of people that are driving purposely the economy down to a point where it's really causing it's a nuisance for people, right? Yeah. So it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. So that's it. You got to shake it off and pull up your big boys pants and figure out how to strategy instead of moping in it, instead of thinking about it, instead of woe is me, instead of joining the club about let me raise my flag and do the march so we can get this all better. Think about stepping up here and figure out a solution for you and your loved ones, because that at the end of the day is what matters in your life, right? That at the end of the day is what's absolutely going to matter as a solution for you. And that is going to be taking a look at, we know what's happening. We have got to be able to fix this stuff, and it's going to start from you.
And let's just start referring it to the 5D economy. Let's just get the words multi-level marketing out, right? And let's start transitioning the entire concept into what it is and what it was always meant to be, the 5D economy. When you start treating your business like the 5D economy, it is so much less energy, because you're just having a normal conversation. You're not having to feel like I always have to be on my best A game. You're not always feeling like, am I saying the right words? You're just being Hillis. You're just being Julia. That's it. You're being yourself. It's so much easier, and it's so much less energy that you're exerting all throughout the day.
So Hillis, the Palladians dropped down this technology finally that we've been waiting for, right? So it's all helping us out. And then they've also structured it right now so we can get involved in the 5D. They're teaching us the 5D economy. It's so cool. You're going to absolutely love this. It's a very different experience. That there's this company that's here out of Utah. This is the scientist out of it. And boom, click. You know what I mean? Boom, click. Hello, Hillis. Hello. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? It was pretty much the same thing. It was just different things. So that's how I truly believe. That's my inner being believes that. I believe that some sort of higher dimensional being, or whatever you want to call it. Thanks, Jenny.
So no, actually, know what's funny? Yeah. So last week in my time that I decided to messaging all my people on Facebook, I messaged this one lady. She responded, it's like, hey, do you have a few minutes to talk? And I'm like, okay, what do you want, So she said, well, do you mind if we do video? It's like, no, not at all. And so she was telling me about how she, her background, her history. She went from small town to Hollywood actress and then back to small town again and doing all this healing work. And she's like, this sounds really amazing. And I think she told me about a dream that she had about how this product was to sell the video the interview that I did with Danielle. And so she was like, I feel like the thing that was in my energy field was how this product was created, from the gods or the heavens because it just was oozing everywhere. And I'm like, yeah, it is in there. So it's funny that you say that this was dropped down from the Palladians. And I'm like, it's just in the whole resonance.
I believe it, man. I believe this has been, I personally, this is why we're here out here. I'm passionate about this. I love the fact that I'm very confident that God Almighty, whatever concept you title or how it means to you, came to these scientists here and they infused this technology with them, or they got them to channel in and gave us something that is reversing our aging, that is making us look better. Charlotte, wait for it.
It's coming, Charlotte. Hang in there.
That's making us wait for it. It's making us look better. It's making us feel better. It's just giving us vibrance, giving us endurance at no other level that we've ever experienced, I believe, in many of our generations right now. Yeah.
Janie, again, another thing that the dark forces always do, they hide stuff in plain sight. What did you say to me the other day about the movie? Remember, with Neo and he's in the jail?
Oh, yes, because last week you were like, I have so much of this gel I could blah, blah, and all I could see in my head was Neo getting out of the bathtub of slime or whatever. I don't know what he was in, but I was like, what if you could just like put all that in a bathtub and just take your own like.
Right, but your point was they would, whenever he was injured, they would lay him in this gel.
Yep.
And then he would come out miraculously healed. I'm just saying. Gel, liquid, clear, same formula. Everything is literally in our face, hidden in plain sight. Somebody sent me a message the other day and they were talking about the, well, you know what? Let me see if I can find it. Hang on, Jay, go ahead.
All right, no pressure.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway.
It was a similar kind of thing. I just forgot what it was off my head.
So, so when you talk about this like that, so I'm talking about it again from an experience. So remember, start to take a look at changing words like product and opportunity and that with experience. I'm practicing that myself too. You know what I mean? I'm really every day trying to, when I catch myself, I think about, this product, I think about this experience, because that's what it is. I want to, people are, and again, it's more and more affirmations when I see, again, hear people call in, but they talk about, I want that energy that you're feeling. Okay, so try to get to the point again. If you can do this, if you're feeling it, whenever you start feeling it, wherever you're at, is to do those little videos for yourself and start putting them out. Start with the main video if you want. We have a very how you say, like the one that doesn't have the link, like a evergreen.
Yeah.
We have an evergreen interview we did with Dr. David Silverman and Danielle. And it simply says, click on the link that someone sent you in the description below for more information. So you all can use that. It doesn't have our link on it. It's for you. We made it for all of you. Okay. And then, that's the first thing. So use this video just for like, hey, this is the one that's like, hey, I think this might be able to help you. Check it out.
That video is a slam dunk.
It really is. And it's so do that as your first step. If you're thinking about it, send it out as your first step, use that video. And then from there, then take a look at sending out your personal experience. So what I personally do is this: when people are texting in, which is a lot, you know what I mean, which is really great, it's a blessing, I always send them that video of myself first before I speak to anybody. I said, before we speak, please watch this first. We don't talk at all. I want them to know, because I really feel like I got, you know what I mean, that covers a lot of territory in that 8 minutes. And so in there, I'm telling them my experience and how much I take and how long I've been taking it for. So pretty much when they call up now, after they've watched that, I say to them, this video is 8 minutes. I'll call you in 9.
That's what he says.
I say it, it's 8 minutes. I'll call you in 9. You'll get it in there. And then we talk about it. And there's never any questions, because it's really what it is. The questions is like, do you want a month, 2 months, or 3 months? And that's it. There's really no sale in this. You see what I'm saying? So I want you to think about it from a process. First thing that goes out is they've watched the video, whether they've watched on YouTube, subscribers or whatever, or we send it through our email list, or we send it through some form of marketing we did. It's the video we did. It's called the Elixir of the Gods. So if you remember that, it's called the Elixir of the Gods. We have this video for you to use. Okay. that goes out. They watch that. Then at that point in time, they're going to determine if they want more information. At that point, I flip them over the video of myself with my experience. Number one, I do that because so they can get that. And number two, it's so they know who they're speaking with. So when they know, oh, this is the person I'm going to be speaking with, that again is the other importance of maybe if you're going to be talking to these people, have them have a video of you so they'll know who they're speaking with, or they see you like that or in that light, right? So then from there, you're just really helping them enroll at that point in time. That's all we're doing. We are literally just walking people through this enrollment process. That's all it is. We're not there's no sales here. 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months, you know your budget better than us. That's none of our business. Remember, it's none of our business, right? We all got that from last ones, right? So you know your budget better than us. Pick what you want and let us know, and then move through the system. That's all it is. That's all we're doing. Very pragmatically, very smooth, very smooth. You know, just you pick it in. That's how life should be, right? No struggle. We're going with the universal sea river. How you say?
Lazy
sea river, right? Yeah, we're going with that formula. That's it. So successful tips, which are being used, and we're seeing the ones that are using these tips are absolutely having great success. Like literally, we're seeing the numbers. There was probably, I think, close to everybody that used that technique. There was at least a handful, I think, that pretty much got really close to what are called those executive top levels, if they didn't hit it already as far as their numbers. And they just used that exact same strategy. They didn't deviate from it. They didn't try to do it themselves. This is what the other thing we want to say, and this is why I was talking about the ego for a minute. Okay, just feel me on this. You all have relationships with people. There's people that I was just talking to someone today, and she was saying, Danielle, she says, it's said that everybody knows at least 200 people. Everybody is at least 200 people in a network, whether that's social media, whether it's email list, whether that's on their phone, whatever. You have those relationships. We don't have. You know what I mean? Other people don't have. We don't know that. What we do have, so you have that marketing side of yourselves, if you would. So this is what can make a really great partnership if we look at it like this, okay? I just want you to feel me on this. You all have things that we don't have, which is a connection to these other energy sources, these souls out there that we do not have. We have a trained, combined 60+ year communication delivery system that we are constantly looking to perfect, but are pretty goddamn good at it, okay? That you don't have yet. We'll teach you that, okay? So that partnership can work very well together. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you all will look at it from the aspect of pragmatically as a business, okay? Sales and marketing are two different things. They're not the same thing. One is the marketer.
They're so different.
One is the marketer. Hey, let me get you comfortable even having this conversation. Then the other is the sales. We'll work in tandem like this with you. We've already shared this with you. So don't try to figure it out yourself. Just because they're your client, we don't want your client. What are we going to talk to them about? We're not planning. I don't do any life coaching or health coaching with them. That's for damn sure. You know what I mean? We're not interested in that. Keep your client. We're simply here to help them through this experience. And quite frankly, at this juncture in the game, we're just stronger at it at this point because we've been in it for 5 months.
We've been doing it for, well, that too, but and this is what Jay and I have been born and bred to do.
Yeah.
It's our whole life.
So
it's all of our businesses that we've ever done since we were ever earning income combined. And at this point, it's just been a merging of collective past. It basically, someone said to us, someone sent me a message last week when we hit not platinum. Yeah, when we hit our first platinum, and they said, and it was somebody, high up, and they said, how did you do it in such a short period of time? And I had to really step back and think, and I said, my answer was, well, basically what we did was we took 60 years of combined experience and compressed it down to 10 weeks. And that is literally what we've done. And we don't expect everyone else to be able to do that, but we can all work together to get you to that place very, very quickly, because we're taking the part off of you, which is quite frankly the most difficult.
And all we got to do is this. If we work together in this fashion with you, which is, you do your marketing, you follow that system, if you would, so it doesn't feel offensive. It doesn't feel like, you're pushing anything on anybody. You're simply just sharing your value. All we're doing is literally trying to have you share something that you want to share anyway, and just do it in a way where people don't shut you down and be like, why are they not speaking to me? You follow that system that we do, have us do that. We strategically are going to get you to what's called an executive level, okay? Which is this is the business side of things, right? We work to get you to an executive level, which of course executive just implies, and it is, more compensation for you, okay? So that's what that does. So we get you to that point. Once we, as a partnership, meaning that you did your job, we did our job, get you to executive, then we sit down together. Okay, Janie, here's how we did this for you. We want to show you now how you want to duplicate this process, because now the baton's going back to you. Now you run with it. Now we're going to teach you this stuff, because at that point in time, this now has become a very collective consciousness. This has been a very mutual and energetic exchange. Again, like we said before, if it's important to you, it'll be important to us. If it's not important to you, it won't be important to us. It's just, it is what it is, right? But if we see that, hey, you're doing your part, damn straight, we're going to step up and do our part with you. You're going to see as the best partnership from this side of it that you've ever experienced. So we'll do our part. And once we get you there, then again, we'll sit down with you now. We'll plan those things out. Rob, myself, April, we'll sit down with you and be like, okay, here's the machine that made this happen in 30 days for you. Here's the machine that made this happen in 60 days for you. Here's exactly the step-by-step process. We're going to teach you that now, so you can now run with it. And then eventually you'll find people that you connect with, and you're, as the whole network multi-level chain goes along, if you would, you'll find people that you'll already know, and you'll be paying this gift forward. We're getting the gift from you of being able to get connected to the energies that we don't know. You're getting the gift from us as far as getting connected to the communication that you don't know. Really
all you need to do, if you want to get bust through bronze, silver, what is it? Bronze, silver, gold, silver, and gold. If you want to blow through bronze, silver, and gold faster than anyone in this type of industry, all you have to do is be the best marketer. Just be the best marketer. Refine your marketing skills, and then we will close it. Jay will close it. Rob will wrap it up with a bow. That's all you have to do, and you will get from 0 to 100 in literally a blink of an eye, easily less than 30 days, if you become the best marketer that you could possibly be. It's up to you, though. I mean, you have to. Here's really where you're at. You have to ask yourself, what is that you want? Are you looking at this as a hobby? I'm not saying right or wrong. It's, if you want it to be a hobby, let it be a hobby. Kumbaya. That's up to you. Are you looking for something to just be a hobby and make a extra $100, a few $100 here or there? That's great. God bless you. Or are you looking at the year 2022, which is the year of abundance? This is the year that is moving at lightning speed, both forward, and you can also move backwards during this year. You can 2022 is a year to quantum leap. The question you need to ask yourself, are you going to look back in 23 and said, you know what, I just quantum leaped forward? Or are you going to look back and say, crap, I just quantum leaped backwards? Because this is the year that is going to do it, in the year 2022. So you need to ask yourself, which is okay, do you want to just do this as a hobby? That's fine. That's no problem. Or do you want to change the trajectory of the prosperity and abundance in your life?
For me,
that's a question only you can answer.
My biggest struggle as we wind down here, my biggest struggle with this whole thing was, because we get a lot of free stuff because of the show, right? And so my biggest struggle was, I don't want to freaking pay for anything, man. But this is pretty damn good. I really like this. So my intent when I started putting this out originally, the first thing was not to be like, okay, let me set this as a business. Okay, you know what? I just don't, there's not that many people it takes for this to be paid for, because I'm not used to paying for stuff. We've been spoiled in that arena. So I don't really want to pay for stuff. Okay, so that was my intent. That was my number one objective. So what April was saying is like, where are you at? Was really, it's a real thing. Like I didn't come in and be like, let me go guns blazing and go to platinum and this and that.
That was not our intent at all.
No, not even.
As a matter of fact, our first interview, I did not want to bring this out because we had just finished, introducing the Resotone products, which I love, right? So I said to Jay, I don't want to bring anything else out right now into social media, but we were feeling so good. And I thought, oh my God, we have an obligation to share this. I said, here's what we'll do. Because you and I don't know enough about the product at all, about the chemical, the scientific background of it, the component. We'll bring Danielle on and just, we'll like have a Q&A with her. We did it as a live show. Was not expecting anything
We were
great.
hoping that it
Just
would
enough
pay
to
for
cover
the
the
cost.
product for
That's it.
us personally, taking 2 shots in the morning. 2 double shots twice a day. That was our goal, just to cover that expense with that show. Well, that's not how it turned out, because the phone was ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing. And I said to Jay, oh my God, this is crazy. And then a few days later, I said, I was running and I got this message clear as a bell. I got it right down. They said, you're going to do another show. You're going to strike while the iron's hot, and you're going to call the show The Elixir of the Gods. And I was running, and I literally called Jay and I said, get Danielle on the phone. We got on a 3-way call, and I said, we're going to schedule another appointment because I just got a message, and we're going to call the next show The Elixir of the Gods. And that's how it's taken off.
So you may start in with one way, and wherever you're at is where you're at. Meet yourself where you're at is all I'm saying. And if it's for just let me pay for this stuff, which I'm totally good with. I was good with that. I'd prefer not to, but I was good with it if I had to, because I really, really do like the way it makes me feel. I love taking the 8 ounces a day. I'm in love with that, and I'm good with that, and I'm good with that for the rest of my life. It's just like, okay, well, it'll be good if I can pay for it. You know what I mean? Get it paid for, and that's just where it's at. So that again was our first thing. Again, moving into there. So you see, none of this came in with any intent of let's sell a bunch of stuff or let's sell about this. Let's get a bunch of people in. It all came in with a
Organic.
real honest way of looking at life in general, where we're 2 people that looked at how do we cover the cost of a product, and we had some ways to be able to look at it, and that was our thing, which turned into something, which turned into manifestation, which turned into this, which is why we're talking to you right now. And again, all we're here to do is say to you, what's special about us is not a damn thing. What's special about us is really a beautiful thing, meaning everybody on the screen today. It's a collective consciousness.
The 5D economy.
The 5D economy,
The
right
5D economy. So if anyone, if you get tripped up again about somebody like was talking about some, multi-level, and say, this is the 5D economy. This is everything that you've been waiting for. It's here right now. So what is the 5D economy in a nutshell? It's people helping other people create prosperity and abundance. That is it. That is the 5D economy.
All right. So I hope you all felt this today. I hope you all, and again, thank you as always for, hanging out. Much love to you, my brother. And congratulations, Hillis, Director 700
Yay!
Before the week even started. Wow.
That's
God bless
awesome.
you. That's good. That's good. That's good. It's energetically there. Thank you, Kelly. Much love to you always. And we're here. Okay. So, feel out, this is our gig. This is what we do. We're just, we're on the universal ride of life. So, whatever, just reach out. Let's get you, let's all get in a group together. Let's make this, we live in a 3D world. Again, remember, we can pinch ourselves. Yeah. So that's where we live in a 3D world, and
Still have to pay the electric bill.
but we can have a 5D legit experience with this thing. All right. So we absolutely, thanks, Julia. Much love to you. All right, guys. Well, I think that's pretty good on this end. You need anything at all, reach out to us. Janie's got an Ascended Masters meeting. So if you haven't signed up for that, make sure you opt into that list, so you can get connected with Janie's amazing communications and how she's driving that home. So and I friggin' hate you right now. All right, everybody, much love. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time. All right.
Much love.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.